I want to say again that welcome to Picture Alaska, and we are looking at some viewer photos. We're going to start out with this satellite and radar imagery just because it's still very active weather as we even start off the month of May, and we still have some rain, heavy at times, pushing into parts of Prince William Sound. And not only that, but you can see these areas of green, a flood advisory around Aniak with a flood watch between Eagle down to Circle. So that is ongoing as the Yukon River is starting to break up, and a lot of major Alaska river systems will be seeing some big changes. But as we think about that, we're going to look at some beautiful, this is a sunset, and this was out of Upper Huffman. So thank you so much for Terry sending that in. We appreciate that. And you always have a nice sunset when the clouds are clear enough from the hillside areas. So what a great place to be living. Twilight and the Lady. This is from Winnie Alexander, and it's toward the end of the day. The sun is just low on the horizon. It's kind of brightening up and highlighting some of those clouds in the foreground. But Mount Susitna, or more affectionately known as Sleeping Lady, is just basking in the twilight. So again, Winnie, thank you for sending that in. Now, we don't often see a lot out of the Southeast Alaska, but we have a great bridge view for you. And if you look on the left side of your screen, you can see somebody has a house out there. Looks like it's on its own little island. And beyond the bridge, you can see some of the volcanic peaks that they have there at Sitka. So thank you to Richard for sending that one in and sharing it with us, and sharing it really with the state of Alaska. Hey, do you have real ID? You might need that, certainly to fly lately. So they're asking people to make sure that they have real ID before they travel. But Robert Hetherington saw this moose kind of surmising, authorized personnel only? I'm not sure that I could go there. Caribou and the sunset. This is out of New Wixit, and the thing about this sunset is the sun is still up, and it's 11:05 p.m. Thank you to Jeremy Kasich for sending that in, and it's so great to see some of those that sunshine returning to portions of Alaska that, for a portion of the winter, don't really get to see it very much. From the Upper Kalskag area, Kuskokwim River from Molly Littlefish. This is one of those river systems that I mentioned, a major river system, and they're starting to see breakup, and they did see a breakup at the Crooked Creek area. I think we have a photo from Crooked Creek as well. They had an ice jam, but it did release, so there's some good news. And Kevin Anderson sent us this photo, sent us a couple of photos, but this one you can see that there's still ice there, but also open water. This is going to be a busy time over the next week to 10 days, maybe even the next 2 weeks, as these river systems across Alaska start to break apart and the water takes over rather than ice. Well, we also have a few more things to show you. Now, this is out of Nome. Do you remember White Alice sites, where they're called WACS, White Alice Communications Systems, and this is the antennas as well as the feed horn. And you know, they were kind of used during the Cold War, phased out, and then they went to communications uses, but they're still out in Nome. They are very impressive, and there were numerous sites like this across Alaska just to make sure that we could communicate should anything happen. So thank you to Nick Perry for sending that in. Kind of a relic of the past, isn't it? And then we had a sky show. This is the Sundog show. Victoria O'Connor sending this one in. And by the way, when you kind of see some of these types of phenomenons, you know that there's some high ice crystals floating in the upper levels of the atmosphere, and then the sun reflects on them just right. You get this kind of a phenomenon. Another one from Sherry Jones, and this was very visible over the Anchorage area about a week and a half ago. So we got several photos of it, so I'm going to be sharing that with everybody. And I love this one. This is from Terry Hebert. So thank you so much for sending that in and sharing it with us. It just looks like the cloud cover is just emanating from that sun. And it's a kind of combination of the sun, those high ice clouds, and the formation of the clouds. And a lot of times what this means is that there's a storm system on the way when you have such high droplets of moisture in the atmosphere. It's usually indicative of a change in weather. And certainly over the weekend, we did see a change in weather. This is a very similar looking image of the sun halo from Thomas Swan. Wow, you caught that at just the right angle, at just the right time, in full swing. So thank you so much for sending that in, Thomas. As far as when you can send in your photos and videos, you can go to our alaskasnewssource.com website. It's pretty easy. I just showed you the top bar here, and that'll give you a chance to see where you can click. It's submit photos and videos. It's toward the left side of the bar, of the top bar. So that's where you can send your photos and videos in, and we always love to see them and highlight them. Can't run them all on TV, but we sure can run them here on Picture Alaska, and more at once, so maybe you'll see your photo in there. So I hope you have a good evening out there, or daytime whenever you're watching this. And Picture Alaska, it's always with you each week. Thanks for joining us.